Hello, in this video I would like to introduce you to Ant Media. You can look at their website at antmedia.io. Ant Media is a live streaming server that you can either self-host or run on a provider like AWS or DigitalOcean, Linode or the similar. There are two versions, Community Edition and also Enterprise Edition. Community Edition is free and the price for Enterprise varies depending on how long your commitment is. The free edition and the Enterprise differ due to the latency and some other options as well. But from the point that you stream till the point that your audience watches it, there's an 8 to 12 second delay on the Community Edition, whereas on the Enterprise Edition that's reduced to just half a second. So real live streaming. So even with the Community Edition, 8 to 12 second delay is actually really very good. So within this video, which I've planned to, and I don't want to insult anyone, but this is an installation process for dummies. So if you can tinker with things like WordPress, you're probably going to find your way around this. What I've done is put all the commands that I use below in the comments, and I'm using some providers that I use for domain names and the like, so you can see how to do it from start till having your own live streaming server up and running. The first thing I want to do is register a domain name, so I'm going to iwantmyname.com. I'm going to use my name, which is Simon Beer, and then as you can see I've already bought the domain, but you can see a list of the domains that are available. You can click, add them to your basket and buy them. Once you've bought the domain, you'll then find it within the domain tab on your control panel, and that's where I want to be at the moment. So I've got all my details and I don't want to touch anything until I've got some more information. So what I need now that I've got a domain name is somewhere to host my live streaming server. So I'm going to OVH Cloud. Let me get the right window for you. And that's ovhcloud.com. You can see the domain here in the top left hand corner. So they offer these VPS, virtual private servers. And the one I'm using is the Elite package. So that's £23 a month. Plus the VAT, and you've got some other options on there. Let me quickly show you what you need to do. So if we click order now, it will take me to a page where I can configure my server. Let me accept cookies. What I want to make sure here is choosing the memory. I've just got it set to 8 gig. I can go up to 32 gig. The price reflects those changes. Storage, I'm leaving at 160 gig at the moment. And this is where the important thing is. You want to make sure of your data center location. So if you're in the UK, the traffic is included. Now, if you were to use a solution such as AWS or DigitalOcean or some others, you have to pay extra for the data that you use, the traffic. Now, with OVH, that's included for your monthly fee of £23.92 a month plus the VAT. You can get it cheaper by choosing a longer commitment, or if you just want it without commitment, it's £26 a month. So you can run it for 1 month and then ditch it. You can play with it if you want to, just a test. So choose your images. I'm going to click distribution only, and you can see I've got different choices down here. I want to choose Ubuntu. I'll click that, and then I want to go and choose version 18.04. Now, what I want to do is now go ahead and choose my data center, which is London, UK. That's important. Once I've done that, I'll continue with my order and place the order. Once the order is complete, I'll receive an email from OVH like this, and don't worry guys, I've changed the passwords, and this gives me certain information. The information it gives me is my IP address of my server. You can see I've just highlighted that there. That's 51.89.149.92. I'm going to go ahead and copy that. That's information that we're going to need. What we want to do is associate our domain name with that IP address. So when we type our domain name into the internet, it goes through to that server. The other important information we need here is the username and the password, and they're both things I'm going to come back to in a minute. I'm going to go back to my I Want My Name dashboard, where I'm back into my domain name that I've just registered, and I'm going to go down here to Manage DNS Records. I'll click on that once, and we have got another window which will pop up here, which might have some bits in or might not. If it has any numbers or anything in, just go ahead and delete those so that it looks exactly like this. So what we want to do is we want to put our IP address in there, and that's in there, and then we want to add one more record into there like so. if you want to pause this as I'm going along, please feel free to do so. Once we've done that, we can then just save our DNS settings. And as you can see, I've put www, a record and our IP address, and the @ symbol, a record and our IP address. I'm going to save those DNS settings, and I'm going to go back to OVH. So we've completed the order, we've had the email, and then you'll have access to this. Welcome, Simon, that's me. I'm going to look here at my activity and at my virtual private servers, and if I click on these three little dots here to the right, I can click View Service Details. Now this takes me into the dashboard, and I can see what I've got. That's going to take a second or two to load here, and once that's loaded, we can see where we are here. We've got other options here, like we can reinstall the VPS in case we make a mistake as we go through this process, or we can change the name of it, delete it, or we can reboot it if we really break it. So you probably won't really need to go in here, but you've got other options here where you can purchase additional disk space, you can set backups and so on. But the tool that we really need to use for this, and I'm using my Mac, is the terminal application on Mac. So I'm going to open this up now, and this is where we're going to start typing some commands in to build our server. So let me just get this a bit bigger like so. And the first thing we want to do is we want to connect to our new server from OVH. So I'm going to use a command which is ssh ubuntu at simonbeer.net, which is the domain I've just registered. And it's saying there at the moment the authenticity can't be established, so I just want to go yes and add that to my computer, and it's now asking me for my password, and we saw we had the password within that email. As I say, I've changed that. Go and type that in, you won't see it. If I hit enter, it will then connect. What we want to do now, and this is actually a remarkably quick process, is we want to download the copy of Ant Media Server, and again these are all in the comments below, and this is found at GitHub. I'm using version 2.4.02. I'll hit enter, and what it's doing, as you can see here, it's copying from GitHub onto my new OVH server, and that's now completed. I want to get the installation script as well, so I'm going to come across here and I'm just going to paste that command in. Again, that's another get command from GitHub. I'm going to hit enter, and that's just installed that. And then what I want to do is I want to actually install that. So I'm going to use this command, install Ant Media Server, blah, blah, blah. Again, in the comments below, hit enter. And now what that will do is that will install it for me. So you're going to see lots of stuff going up and down the screen for a little while. This is pretty much as techy as it gets, because what we're doing at this point is we're actually installing it onto the server. It's taking care of it all for us, and by the time this is finished, it will be installed and it will be running. And it really is surprisingly quite as simple as that. There are a few other commands which I'm just going to go through in a second, and those are things, for example, to do with security. So what I want to do within this is I want to set an SSL so I can connect to Ant Media securely over an HTTPS command. So I'll show you how to do that in just a second. As I say, it doesn't take very long, and I deliberately haven't sped this video up so that you can see what it's doing, how it's doing, and how long it's taking to do it as well, as I think that's quite important. This is, I feel, a reasonably techie kind of setup, but you know, if you follow this process, you should be doing it as easily and as quickly as I'm doing it right now. So I think now we're going to be starting to head towards the end of the installation, I hope, and very soon, here we go, it is just doing the last of the setup, and we will see that our server is installed and started. That really is as easy as it is. So what I want to do now is I want to install the certificate. So we need to go to the new Ant Media directory by using this command. Now you can see we've switched locations to Ant Media, and then within that we want to run a command that is going to install us our SSL certificate. Now you need to change this to your domain name here, but as you can see I've put mine in. I'm going to hit enter, and then with luck it's creating the certificate there, and it will install that. These certificates are valid for 3 months, and after 3 months you need to renew it, and that's a very easy command, and I'll put that within the comments below as well. So you can see it's just obtaining the new certificate for me. It's doing all the business, it's cleaning up, and hopefully within just a second or two that will be installed as well. After that we want to redirect the ports, and I'm going to quickly show you how to do that. We're going to hit one more command here as well. So that's forwarding port 80 and port 443. So I'm just going to hit enter, and it's done that. If you reboot the server though, what will happen is those will default. So we're going to put this one last command in here, hit enter, then we're going to hit yes, enter, and it will bring up this window where we're going to hit the return button once and then twice. And that's now making those changes persistent. And that is it. You have now installed Ant Media Server on your own VPS. So I'm going to go ahead now, and I'm opening up Safari, and I'm just going to type in, well, let's just go with HTTPS. HTTPS. Oh, helps if I could spell my own name, simonbeer.net. Hit enter, and there we are. So full name, Simon Beer. Username, I'm going to go Simon. Password, don't use. I have changed it, guys. I'm using password. Password, is it going to let me do it? No. Oh, it did. So let's clear that out of the way. So username Simon, and my password is password. Let's click let's go. No, I don't want to update the password. And now I've got my own version of Ant Media Server running within 12 minutes on my own domain. It really is as simple as that. Any questions, comments, or otherwise, please leave them below in the comments. If you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up, give me a follow, all the usual stuff. In my next video, I'll show you how to stream with it as well. Thanks for watching.